Good morning and welcome to our discussion segment this morning.
All right, you're welcome. My name is Nonya Nwokoye, and this morning we have a very important issue at hand that concerns the Southeast. You know, development, we've complained a lot, and now it seems something is about to happen to see whether this part of the country will join their counterparts in other northeast, south or southeast, whatever, to develop as the others.
Yes, definitely. The Southeast Investment Company, SEIC, was launched as a bold initiative to drive economic growth and regional development in Nigeria's southeast, with a mandate to mobilize resources, attract investments, and support local enterprises. SEIC is meant to have the potential to transform the region into a hub of productivity and prosperity. But the questions are we tapping into this with full potential? What does it offer, and what role should citizens, businesses, and governments play to ensure it delivers real impact? So this morning, we have to take a look, examine how this newly born development initiative will help in sustaining the development, the economic development of the Southeast. And here to talk things over is a public affairs analyst, someone who has gone and he has seen, and he always talks about what he sees as he moves around, as he globetrots. And we are talking about Kanayo Obidibo. Oh, me, Liko, me, Shu, me, sir. They can't come, Babu.
Oh, we'll go for less.
Moment 20. I call him Moment 20 or Moment 30. You're welcome to the program,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
It's good to have you join us. Yeah. You know, now when we talk about Southeast and its development, you know, and this came as, I don't know whether it's long overdue, or what do you think when you heard about Southeast Development Commission, you know, and the funding that came with it?
So let's start with knowing, first of all, what SEIC is, Southeast Development Commission. What is it actually?
Well,
we just heard it newly.
Well, I think people should be reading. People should be listening. It is not a new thing. It isn't a new thing. If it is new in this country, we had Southeast Development Commission. We are now having Southeast Investment Commission. Why
investment company.
So is it now becoming? It's no longer a government affair. Is it now trying to involve people, stakeholders, meaning that a company that is owned and run by probably a corporate organization. Is that what they're going to do now? Is it not going to be business as usual as government-owned company? So we have seen other regions before now having all these commissions. We know the UNPADEC, it was a commission to support the South-South.
Has it really succeeded?
Oh, yeah, then it was for the South-South. Then we had when we had the river basins, it was also...
They were working?
Yes.
But sustainability, we'll get to sustainability.
I think we get to that.
The sustainability remains with the government. You know,
okay, we'll get to that. We'll talk about, because, you know, we are here to advise.
Yes.
Do you understand? We are here to paint a picture of how these SEIC, you know, these investment companies, Southeast Investment Company, should run, and then we'll reap the most out of it. So as we talk, you know, when we read the news about the president's approval of SEIC, we also heard that they were now talking about, you know, starting off work. We were supposed to be given $150 billion. Yes, and then at the end of the news item, they now said that they were urged to start bringing in people that can volunteer. Do you understand? So, what kind of picture do you see when you hear about SEIC?
I'm seeing...
What do they intend to do with that company?
I'm seeing a picture of business as usual of Nigerian, you know, enterprises. That is it, what it is. 150 billion, and you want the people of South to benefit, to tap into it, because you want sustainable development for growth, individual growth, community growth, and the state of the 5 eastern states. The 5 eastern states are involved in this commission. The headquarters is in Enugu.
Okay.
Yes, and they have some, offices within the other states.
All right.
But the point remains that things like that has not worked in this country. It will start from the appointment level. Who are you going to appoint? Is it going to be headed by an Igbo man? Is it going to be headed by...
Already, Mark Okoye is there.
Thank you. I'm telling you the rigors they went through before they arrive at Mark Okoye.
Okay.
Now, have they been able to hit the ground running? That is it.
Because you have to be empowered.
So, yes. So the federal government had thought it wise to now decide to make this pronouncement, because it is a usual pronouncement. So what we are saying is that now that it has been established, the indices that makes it work must be involved.
Can we take a look at the indices?
Well, the indices that makes it evolve is that first of all, they must have a good framework of what they want to do.
Okay.
If it is road network, because infrastructure is involved, other development activities is involved in providing infrastructure like hospitals. We are lacking. We know most rural areas are lacking hospitals. And our roads. We are blessed that some of our governors came in and tried to network the Southeast with roads. But they have not done 50% of our road infrastructure.
Now, even apart from infrastructures, what other reforms or the reforms that needed to be put in place? That's policy reforms that needed to be in place, or strategic partnership that are needed to make the Southeast Investment Company a true engine of sustainable development.
You see, the Southeasterners are result-oriented people individually. That it has been like that. But I know that if government is holistic in applying this fund to the Southeasterners, who are all, we are being driven by success stories of individual persons. Because we are so individualistic in our investment, it doesn't actually transform. When you come into a community, you will see a man who wants to do a road, just a road. But when it is done by the commission, the quality will be different, and then it will, touch all the areas involved, because you have to distribute it. Distributing this wealth to make sure that if you are creating a company, if you are investing maybe in agricultural program, which is very, very critical, because we are talking about food insecurity in this country. Therefore, the commission must look inward to make sure that in the old good days when the Obaras were here, they had such commission. They were actually developing. We heard about our palm oil industry, we have our cashew nut and the rest of them. It was all conceived within 6 years.
Within six
years, yes, of our independence, and the army struck, and that was the end of it. So what we're saying is that if we have good managers of fund, if we have people who have the empathy of people, Nigerian people and Eastern Nigerian people who come out of the war for the past 60 years, we have not. We will look look into our children's scholarship schemes. Okay, they must look into education. They must look into the health. They must look into the road infrastructure, and provide housing too, because we have housing deficit.
Okay, can we take this in bits? They said they say topulon kito.
Happens
here. Just throw the bone, give the dog the bone, and then don't help it heal. So what I'm asking now, that I remember when I was young, I was very young.
That's right.
When Ikweche Ikweche was the governor of Amadi Ikweche.
That's right.
Yes. One of the things because my father was actually, he used to listen to radio and TV and watch TV and then discuss some things. So, definitely as children, we didn't know. It was just as an adult that I started thinking, Amadi, one of the papers that I saw, he said the shoes he was wearing was from Aba.
Sure.
Do you understand that he was going to bring the world to Aba?
Good.
Is this, talking about, and then the other day we were discussing with some people, and Angela and all this, we're talking about going back to Aba, stepping out from Aba to empower the people. See shoes built, constructed there or, designed there. Yeah. See bags designed there, you won't know that they are not from Nigeria. How do we start? By going into Aba and raising the technology that we have there as a people. Is it possible?
Let me give you an insight. In 1973, when we started the National Youth Service Corps, all their kits were imported.
All their kits,
yes, imported.
Exactly.
But most recently, Aba is now providing.
Oh, Aba is now doing it.
Yes.
Wow.
Locally.
Wow.
You see, people were giving contract. I don't want to mention names. Some big boys they were once governors of the states.
Wow.
They were giving this contract by the then Minister for Education.
Okay.
And they went to Aba, brought in the materials, and was able to make enough dresses for the whole nation. And supply.
And nobody knew.
Yes.
Because in those good old days, those imported garbs of the NYC,
yes,
they don't last.
That's
but
right.
I've noticed that some of them at least
size. So these days it is all made in Aba. Probably they will go and put a label. That is what we are fighting for.
Put a label. Whose label are they putting?
Thank you. Because you want to make it foreign. Anything foreign, our attitude.
But actually, I've seen clothes made here that were labeled, and the labeled are locals. They use their names.
Yes,
I've seen that. Yes. But now, when we talking about this SEIC, what is it called? SEIC, Southeast Investment Company. Let's talk about accountability, because I know that this is Nigeria. And we know most times we have beautiful policies, beautiful offices that should be for the good of the people. We see them being diverted to individuals. Now, in the area of accountability, what measures do you really think could be in place to ensure that investments channeled through SEIC are transparent, inclusive, and yield tangible benefits for ordinary citizens? Because I know that these things are made for the good of the Southeasterners.
You see, our problem in this country as a whole is that our judicial system is weak. You are talking about accountability. We're a situation where there's malfeasance as regards to handling of finances, and somebody misappropriated money, and he went to EFCC, he went to ICPC, and before you know it, he is cooling off in one of the best hotels in Abuja, okay? And then there he goes. He will go what we call the settlement, what they call plea bargain, which is not known to our law. Here. And when you are talking about that, you find out that since and it is my turn, and why wouldn't I embezzle as much as I can and return as little as I could, and I will be let off the hook. So we are not actually patriotic. Nigerians are not patriotic. Reason, because the Nigerian state is not providing for individuals. You are now working here. You are supposed, after 30 years of service, or 35 years of service, 35 years of service, and you are going home, between the day you resume and the day you are now pulling out, a monument has not been computerized. It has not been done. And then you wait for biometrics that you had made all this while you were in service. Nobody captured it. Biometrics. What actually was the background check of an individual who is working with the government enterprise? So what I'm trying to say is that because there are no consequences. There are no consequences in actual fact. For how long have we had,
so are there measures to put in place to see that there are transparency and accountability?
Okay, by the time we get to talking about measures that should be put in place to make SEIC work, let's talk about you gave us a story, a narration of somebody who has been in government and then left, and then he was given a contract. And then we know that I lived in Aba, I was born and bred in Aba, and I know, in fact, in the house where we were living, we had people who were into bag production. They produced bags, and then people from Ghana and Cameroon used to come. Very poor people, but people from abroad were coming to buy things from them. But these days, due to, paucity of fund and other things, I think people who have money are now doing it. So I'm taking a look at the private sector. People in government, sometimes when they run government, you see that they don't have the capacity to do that. And then when the person comes out, because already this guy is a big dude, this guy is a big guy, he has been in government, he knows everybody and all this, then he uses one or two of his contacts, and then he's given a contract. He sublets it to a graduate, somebody who has, who has a picture that is beautiful, for the future of the nation. You don't give it to the person, you give it to this man. So let's take a look at involvement of private sector. How can the private sector come in? We mentioned productions in Aba. We have a shoes factory in Ogunike, but it's not working.
Yes, it will not work because of what you have just enumerated. The attitude, the Nigerian attitude to public investment, and the Nigerian attitude in assessment of fund. If you have a beautiful feasibility study, a good concept, and then you walk to the bank. Unlike developed countries, if you have those things, you walk to the bank, and then they look at it, look at your production, the level of formation, production, and when you will break even and be able to pay back the loan, they space it out at a minimal interest. You will be given funds. You will be supported. But here in this country, you cannot even access 100,000 naira loan from any bank. Without.
And now we're talking about SMEs. We're talking about SMEs.
Yes, without a collateral of 1 million, you are looking for 100,000. You will be asked to bring a collateral that worth 1 million. You see, it is a shame that this country went back many years. Like you rightly said, you were living in Aba. Aba is an industrial hub in the southeast. That if we had harnessed, but our problem was as soon as the war ended, there was this policy to suppress the southeast and all their initiative, all their concept in industrializing this country.
And that cannot be possible.
You saw that during the war, we were able to invent a lot of things that we managed for 36 months of the war. And it was a puzzle to them. Proda came. We are talking about Southeast. We are talking about Ezekwe and his brother. The man that the professor who cried. Otherwise, right now, Nigeria would have been producing armored vehicles. Armored vehicle. I'm not talking of armored cars for banks. I'm talking of Nigerian army would have come to Enugu to pick up armored vehicle at a very cheap rate, locally made and very sustainable. What is what they are doing in NDA technical places now. I saw one of the television houses that went around to go and look at Nigerian-built armored cars in Kaduna.
Wow.
You see, and their own armored car is so compatible with our terrain that it will never have a flat tire even at the war front. That it will have a sustainable air tire before he gets out of the enemy axis. So those are the kind of things they are doing now.
Well, I think you're even going far talking about armored car. When we have innocent vehicles that, we are not even patronizing as Nigerians.
Now be building armored vehicles for us.
I read in the news that Cross River State is, has asked them to come and train their young people.
Of course they should.
Then talk about
that's an individual. But have you forgotten that we had Anambra in Enugu?
Where is Anambra?
And I think this to bring us. I think this needs to bring us to the question of or getting our people to begin to appreciate our things. You know, because over the years, it's more than 5 years now that these people, Senegalese, came into Nigeria and started making clothes. The clothes are from here. You know, our abada and our traditional wares.
Yes.
You know, what do you think could be done to really get other people to get interested in things that are made in Nigeria, nay, Southeast, as we are talking about the Southeast Investment Company?
There is a new trend I find out among our women folks, more especially Nigerian women. They wear more of Nigerian-made dresses, and they showcase it.
And they tell you the designer.
Functions when they are, like we Oka people, we are in Canada on the 26th of last month, they had Oka Convention. And when you look at the colorful production of Nigerian material, Afeisiago, and different Akara materials, none of them were putting on the Bangladesh materials or the Italian materials or Turkey. This. So what I'm saying now is that there are some streets you move into Oka now. Before you count 10 houses, you will see 10 designers, women designing, you know, different kind of clothes. So it is an encouragement. Otherwise, you know that it was as a result of a foreign exchange problem. We were going to India, we were going to Thailand to go and bring all those wares in Onitsha. It was a boom. Nigeria were losing a lot, you know, by capital flight of buying things to bring, when we know that our women could design, our men too, could design clothes, even with those textile materials. And you remember that some of our textile industry died off.
Akwete. Okay, now we have Akwete. But there was a textile industry in Asaba. And
Asaba Tex. And then we have cotton and mint in Onitsha. So all those things died. We have in Kaduna. Those things are...
Now, is there any... Kaduna is far. We're talking about Southeast.
I'm telling you.
Any possibility of trying to rebut these things?
These are where the commission should do their feasibility
studies.
Because some of those factories, like that of Onitsha, very massive near the River Niger, the cotton mill. At a time, an Oka man who just died a few months ago, Mr. Ezejokoye, was the general manager of the GCM. Okay. Yes, he was the general manager. So, and they brought in some Chinese and some Indians. They were all working there. You know, you find out that with that locally spinning of clothes and different designs, you don't have to import. This is what we are asking now the commission to do. They should now look inward to know that our people are industrious people.
And another thing that's coming to mind is that I think we are advantaged at this point because of the younger generations that are in tune with AI, all this new technology, IT skills, and whatever.
Yes.
I don't know whether this SEIC can actually bring in these young ones.
This one is,
you know, for greater development.
This one is supposed to meant for them to assess it.
That's if it has been approved, because it has been approved, but we're talking about releases.
No, that is Nigerian for you. Huchasin is not Mechasin.
Exactly.
You know, I always say that.
You always say it. It's your invention.
Yes, it's my invention. So what I'm trying to say is that if actually they meant well, and we have good biometrics to capture people whom you are now doling out these funds to, with minimum, collateral, once you are qualified, and our youths are there. We know we have more youths now than we have elderly people, and we have more educated people that went to school now. Everybody, you go to Onitsha now, you see that everybody that is in one of the markets, any of the markets, must have gone past through college. And unlike when primary 3, my boy, but it's no longer the same thing now. So I am encouraging and I'm advising that they should not make the assessment of this fund cumbersome as soon as the federal government releases it. And we have good political structures.
You're talking about release of fund. I'm not when you say it, I'm not comfortable because this is 150 billion naira that we're talking about, and we just borrowed some. In 2 instances, the Senate just approved
$21 billion.
Thank God you know that. And then you're talking about 150 billion.
Got
so what it means
for rail.
Okay, for rail.
Yes.
No, what I'm saying, I'm not even seeing the possibility of releasing that 150 billion at the go, because they talked about generating funds. Asking people to come in. That's why we are concentrating on private sector involvement. Now you give us a picture of a beautiful southeast in the past, and then the military struck.
Yes.
And everything went into flames. Taking a look at those things like the seaport. I know when Peter B was here during Goodluck Jonathan's administration, and they tried, bringing back life to the seaport. Now I don't know what is happening. The federal government has forgotten about it. I thought it was meant to be, government is meant to be a continuum, but it's no longer a continuum. Now, how can this SEIC, how can it leverage on the beautiful bride that we once were and we once had? All the productions we did, textile, automobile, name it, anything you name it, name. Palm kernel. We're talking about agriculture. Yes. The other day I went to, I don't know if it's near Aguleri. Yeah. We went to that place and we saw a food settlement. Sure. Farm settlement. Yeah. We have houses there, but they are all depreciated. Houses where you can stay and then plant.
That was Ibariam where we...
Ibariam, exactly. It was in Ibariam that we went. Right. I went there and I saw and I cried. They said it was MI Opera and all this. That did that. How can we go back to that era?
No. Why
can you advise SEIC to go in?
SEIC should be able to leverage on this by demanding from the federal government to release the hold they have, because then the regions we are developing at their pace. You understand? So Opera was able to decide what he's going to do for the region. Awu was deciding what he would do. Sodana was doing the same thing. So until the Midwest was created, Osadebe came and was actually, they were all having their individualistic concept of how to grow their region. So that the army came and quashed.
Let them go. Let them go. We want to leverage on those past glories.
And not just that, the creation of Northeast Commission, Northeast Development Commission, that could be the same thing they want to replicate when each region control what they have.
Then we had about 3, and then the 3, and then the 4. Now we have 6 autonomous regions, and they have not been able to come up with a good plan to actually develop these regions. They are using it as mere politics. Otherwise, the Southeast, is about 5 states. When Opera was the premier of the entire Southeast, the Southeast, in fact, the South region, the Eastern region, the whole of Port Harcourt, apart from Delta and then Edo, the rest of the Southeast states were all in the region. And Opera was able to do what? To oversee development in those areas. He built Port Harcourt. He made Calabar what it is. He built Obudu Cattle Ranch. I'm telling you what they did in 6 good years, which means before they came in, when they were struggling to gain independence, they had plans already. This Southeast Commission, they named whoever is the Oga Patapata.
And we have people serving 2 tenures of 8 years now.
What was their mission statement? What was exactly their target? What was the framework? What have they put in place before now? The feasibility of what they will do, or just you call people up, put up a commission and tell them, So they will not hit the ground running because they will all go back to feather their nest first.
All right. Okay. I think there will always be a possibility, yes. But we are going to go for a short break.
Exactly. Just remember,
when we return, we'll look at what could be done. Southeast Development Commission has been given on to us. What is left for us is to do what? Develop it. But let's go for a short break to feel the pulse of the masses. We'll be back to continue. Don't go.
Machines and what have you, processed goods, and we can actually export with ease. So all of these things attract both foreign direct and indirect investment.
Nigeria has always been a country with policies, but the problem is implementation. If the federal government implements this, it's going to go a long way to help businesses. Small-scale businesses in the Southeast. I think it's a welcome development if we actually implement it.
We will have a Southeast investment company whereby there will be an initiative for investing in ventures that will help in economic prosperity in Southeast. I believe it's going to help a long way.
It can improve economic development in the sense that perhaps decrease the rate of unemployment, especially the youth, create more jobs for the youth, and help to alleviate the poverty in Southeast. I feel like it's a very good thing for government to create self-empowerment for the youth in the Southeast.
Back to the program. Remember that we have been talking about making the most of the Southeast investment company SEIC for sustainable development, and we have been talking with our dear friend and guest Kano Yobidibo Ome30 here in the studio. Kuchasin is not Mechasin. So coming back, we're now trying to round off. We have like 15 minutes to go on this show. So let's use it to, advise proper solution to SEIC on how best to go about it. Leveraging on what we have initially. What are the prospects that we have? Talking about private sector development. When you talk about commerce now, you're not talking about SMEs, then you're not doing anything. And already they've told us that we need to go and look for money, not just depending on the 150 billion naira, because that 150 billion naira will only be active when it is released. So what do you think we can do to empower SMEs, private sector SMEs, to be a part of what is happening?
You see, because they are a newly created company, I don't know their hold on finance. Until they are given this money, the wheel of that commission will not roll. It is obvious.
So even leveraging on getting partnership from people who can donate?
Anybody that is you are talking to, any company.
We want to see something on ground
already.
A guarantee. You see, it must be guaranteed that if I come to invest, it's not tomorrow you tell me stories.
Okay.
So that is our problem. And I still go back to the judiciary. When there is judiciary coverage for every investment, and there are consequences that, we don't go bankrupt in this country, do we? But in advanced countries, you could be bankrupt by trying to, be smart over people's investment, and you will go to jail. But in this country, nobody goes to jail. It is only hoodlums, or petty hoodlums are in jail. Until we start to do the jail system like we had the list that we got, the big boys.
Okay, no, quickly.
We can jail them.
Okay, now I think we should first of all talk about needs assessment. Do you think SEIC can do needs assessment, or should they just work on what the mandate they were giving? Should they do the needs assessment of what the Southeast really needs and then what we have already?
Need assessment is very critical and obvious. Reason, we have region, we know what is obtainable on each axis of our region. And then you target investment. Like the cement factory in Calago is no longer working.
Cement factory.
You see? And how do we do? Is the limestone all
and we
gone?
have the limestone there.
The raw materials.
Why can't we bring modern technology?
And even salt.
Yes. Now, there's something that is bugging my mind as we speak. Nigerians living in Nigeria know that most times government, what they are doing or what they are saying is just lip service. And this Southeast Development Commission is a welcome development, and the investment company is a bigger welcome development. Now, my problem is the challenge this is going to have, or this is going to face, for development in the Southeast to really happen. What do you think are the challenges this is going to face? I don't know whether you understand where I'm going.
The problem we're having is the Nigerian factor of our attitude. That is it. What
attitude from who?
Attitude of Nigerians towards public offices. Whether we like it, we call it investment commission. It is partly government. It is partly, owned by states. Our governors should be involved in the development of this Southeast. They should agree that if Enugu State and Calago Cement could be revived,
resuscitated,
and give us supply and bring down the cost of cement to 5,000. We are talking of fuel. What of cement? And we have those minerals there to extract and even supply cement to Niger Republic, to Burkina Faso. We could do that. But because Nigerian attitude to government investment is so bad, it doesn't happen in other places in the world. If you see a corrupt nation, one thing you are asking me is that we should eschew corruption. We must review corruption tendency of our big boys. Because it's not me and you.
Having eaten this deep.
It's not me and you that will be so accessible to this one. First of all, it is them. And it becomes somebody who knows somebody that knows somebody. Like you said.
Okay, now, Kutasin is almost as
yes.
Let's talk about people in diaspora.
Yes.
They've tried, there's a voluntary project that I volunteered myself to it, and where we get to communities, we ask them on PSCs. We have primary health centers, and then many people just leave them after all.
And more are ready to come.
So we now discovered that talking to people to take ownership of their PSCs, that a lot of community members, after needs assessment, they now talk to their people who are public spirited, people in diaspora. They now renovate the PSCs and then make it functional.
Thank you.
Do you think leveraging on diaspora, people will help us realize what we need, the mandate of the SEIC?
Of course, the people in diaspora are ready at all times to invest in this country. But what guarantee do they have that when I decide to do a program in your community, probably health center, and the funds were delivered to the local committee, and you start seeing that the project didn't get out of the foundation, and you will not be encouraged. And then there are people who wants to bring in partners. I was doing a church partnership with some churches in New Jersey. We call it United Churches. And they came to this country. We started with the orphanage. I went to this model. I took a photograph. I looked at their water project there. I saw Imo Shell they couldn't get, to where they would find clean water. So I took video of those things and said there was no electricity. They brought in a big generator, brought in vehicle, and
people in diaspora?
Yeah, not people, white people.
Okay.
I and my friend. So only 2 of us are Nigerians from Oka here, and we started. Do you know that the second time I was able to move 40 food container load of everything you can think of, both officer supply, school supply, everything, and a vehicle. I paid customs for the clearance of things we are going to give out. They asked me to apply for a waiver. I applied for a waiver, there was no waiver. And the white people came, paid for the clearance. And we cleared it, brought it up, and started distributing it all over. That was when I get to know all the orphanages in Anambra State.
That's a good
You see, when you go there, you will see my photograph with those white people. They are old now. They are no longer coming. In the last 6 years, when it was, kidnapping was too heavy, they were here. We went to G, went to see the wounded soldier, we went to see the leprosy column. When the bed net were being shared, they brought bed net, because I wrote. We brought 20 bales of bed net, shipped to Ghana. Ekesen brought it to Djibouti, and I went and picked it and brought to Nigeria. Along the road, customs were asking me that it is an imported goods. I said, yes, it's for orphanage. And they saw it, orphanage. One says it's an orphan. I said, take one.
And these things work because there was an effective reporting system. Yes. Accountability was a stamp that people saw.
I saw they sent in $100. $100 were used to purchase detergent, then
toiletries.
Bag of rice, $100, 16,000 naira. We were able to buy a bag of rice. Yes, I bought those things, and they saw it. That was what convinced them to
do
come.
more.
Because it was when one was a
and we've asked before about accountability here.
Yes.
About the Southeast Development Commission, whether they will be accountable, and that's the only time the diasporan people will agree to come.
That's it. If there's no accountability, I can assure you, nobody will, after 8 hours or 12 hours of extra hours of job, and then they pull their resources together and bring it for people to come and squash here. It is very painful. Ordinarily, like my friend is doing one, caregivers. Now, he is trying to promote politics by organizing debate. He asked me yesterday, and I spoke to a few television houses, 12-point-something million.
Wow.
Okay. I told him, yes, to organize a debate, like Arise and TVC and the rest of them, for an hour. For 3 hours, he's talking about 6 million. Then I told him, are you ready to come and organize this? So these are the things diaspora people wants to see happen. But like you rightly said, they will be most interested in supporting the SEIC. If SEIC actually hit the ground running now, our young men, we need to develop the Southeast.
We need to develop the Southeast.
Like you said about the port. You saw when Ozodima was making a lot of Uchasin and not Mechasin at Oguta. to dredge it. Do you know from Obaru, as you are going to Asaba, do you know from that junction, Obaru, 26 kilometers, you have seen the real Etios and Mobolondi Yoruba. There are million, you see the ocean. Why can't we put a good port? Not River Niger. I'm talking about the deep sea. It could be dredged. In Singapore, they dredge their seas to allow big vessels come in. So on the chart, could be, apart from bridge, leave the bridge, go down to Oguibele, Ogu and Ocha. All those areas. I've been to that places.
Okay. Finally from me, each time a government comes into, or an administration, it could be an institutional administration, there's a change. Somebody comes in, and then we want to take a look at what his predecessor did, and he will stay there talking about my predecessor. Each time anything happens, they'll say it was because of what happened in the last regime. Do you understand? And you find out that anybody that starts like that will always you know, dwell on that cliche.
Blame trade.
Yes, my administration. So now, how can the newly born and approved SEIC leverage on the challenges of the past, you know, initiatives like this, and then devise a model, a beautiful model that will make us go through? Should they depend on what these people have failed, though? They are the ones holding us back. We're trying to write their, you know, the past and all this. What can they, how can they build a new model?
I want to give my consultancy expertise free here on air.
All right.
What am I going to do? What am I telling the SEC to do? Please go and reach the Niger at Oguibele towards Uguta and give us a port. We are commercial-oriented people. Onitsha, Aba, Owerri. Let us bring the containers down to the southeast. One, the prices will come down because the haulage is no longer involved. The risk is minimal now. So
the internal
they should do
transportation
what? Target. And vessels, if you know how much people are paying to anchor their vessels for 1 day, 2 days in Lagos, Warri.
I heard it's now up to 40%, like already.
And that could be reason. You know,
that is where the cabotage law they are talking about, we will benefit. We are not benefiting, but guess what? Where are the people importing those things?
Sorry, before you move on, could that be the reason we're having bonded terminal here and there?
Yes.
You see it why you keep wondering. You keep wondering what actually is going on. You know, maybe people are preparing ahead of time, knowing that something like this will come up.
That is exactly what the SEC should give to us.
Okay.
It is only one singular investment area they will give to the southeasterners, and everybody will be happy.
So you believe that one day we'll export palm oil?
Of
because
course.
already it has been taken away from us
The problem,
by the Malay
is that,
people.
you see, Malaysia, when you go to Malaysia, you find out that where they have their palm plantation, you find out that every value chain of what is produced from this thing oil is reticulated up to the sea, where it does the same filling of tanks of oil and all that to export. They are exporting oil in good tanks, so
good tanks.
Not all this one we are seeing now, that the Nigerians are even getting oil from Malaysia, is it not?
Yeah, exactly, yes. We've seen them on, you know, in supermarkets. You know.
There's an oil.
And even yam, you're talking about oil.
Is it?
Yam, the other day we saw people importing that from Cameroon.
Yes, importing yam, yeah.
Into Nigeria,
yes,
our own yam.
Ghana is importing. Ghana has been importing yam. I eat Ghana yam in America most of the time. Ghana yam, powdered yam, and the real yam. You see? So they are doing that in Ghana. It is only in Nigeria that we are still going backwards. You know, based on the investment spirit of our founding fathers.
We will hope that Southeast could.
How could you hope of individuals? Are we going to bring them from the moon? But I'm still saying that what happened in Rwanda should happen in Nigeria, not genocide.
Not genocide.
Change of attitude.
Already we've had our own genocide. So
thank you. So I'm talking about looking at our experience based on whatever genocide we have, whether we should see our people as one people. Okay? And then decide to do the same thing like the Kigalians. The Kigalians have killed ethnicity. They have killed sectionalism. They have killed tribalism. So,
and even religion.
Yes. So if we're able to do that in the southeast, that I can go to Enugu, my child can live in Enugu and become an Enugu boy and do everything, and they will be seeing.
When some states are telling people not to come.
That is the problem. Tell me how the commission will work. Distribution of whatever concept they have is going to be a problem amongst them. Among the big boys, so, at the boardroom, they will not agree. They will not agree that Nkalagu cement should be revived. Or say, Uzodima will say, no, let us look at other palm. Get it from there. So in the process, they will be doing what? They will narrow the
but what the way forward? Because
everything
the way forward, what we need here is for the Southeast Development Commission to work and the Southeast Investment Company to work better for our own development. You know, we know that these things may come up, but we don't want them to come up. So what do you have to tell them?
Do you know the painful aspect of it? The painful aspect of it we have in too much intelligent people in the Southeast. Too much intelligent people. But our intelligence is not result-oriented driven. It is an individualistic intelligence.
Some more
If you get, so, but if you are patriotic, if you are thinking at the larger eastern region or the 5 southeast states, that if you have a factory in Umuahia or Afikpo, that with a good road, I can go to work on Umuahia and come back.
Yeah.
With good roads. If you look at where our people are living overseas, you find that people go like 50 miles to work and come back every day.
It's true.
And it doesn't take like 1.5 hours. I used to go to Umuahia when the road was okay, 1.5 hours from Oka here.
Yes, I remember. It happened to me when I entered the airport.
Yes.
I showed that. I said, is this short?
That's it. It is. So what we have to do is that we have to eschew that sectionalism threat that we have in our heads.
Okay.
I am from Oka. An Obunike man is from Obunike. If he is from Abia, you know, we have to leave it. We look at ourselves as a people. If we have that as our people believe, and then we work for the good of everybody.
Okay, thank you very much. That has been making the most of the Southeast Investment Company for Sustainable Development. Well, we can only say to Mark Okoye, you have a lot on your shoulders. I wish you will listen to this and then you pick 1 or 2 things with your team and run along. I believe in the, in the Southeast Development Company. I believe in the Southeast Development Commission, and I believe that's the way forward for us to develop as a people. So let's work in unison.
And one thing is sure, we've said it here, until we are truthful to ourselves, know the reason why Southeast Development Commission came in the first place and do the right thing. Because a lot of times we say we are being marginalized. Now it's is in Ordinance Gadam to do something. So whether we get it right or we don't get it right depends on us, and it falls back on us.
Right.
Thank you so much for watching. My name is Nonya.
Yes, and thank you very much, Kanayo Bidibo, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Justice to this. Thank you. We'll see you in few seconds time on the program. Catch the Bus. Stay